Hello, guys. I, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Srivastava, welcoming to all of you in my surveying class. Today's topic is the element of plane table and survey working operation. Dear boys, today you will read what the element of plane tables. This is the different type of elements and how operation you are doing in the field survey of plane table. So, my dear boy, let us start today's class. The earliest mention of plane table dated 1551 in Abel Foullon's usage a description. They published in the Paris, and however, since Foullon description was a complete, fully developed instrument, it must have been invented earlier. A brief description was added to the 1591, an addition to the Digge Pantometria. The first mention of the device in English was Cyprian Lucar in 1590. Some have created Johann Richter, also known as the Johannes Praetorius, and a numbering mathematician in 1610, and with the first plane table, but appear to be incorrect. The plane table became a popular instrument for surveying, and its use was widely taught. Some considered it a substandard instrument compared to other devices such as the theodolite, since it was relatively easy to use by allowing the use of geographical method rather than mathematical calculation. It could be used by those with less education than other instruments. The addition of camera to plane table, it was done in 1819 by the Sebastian and Finsterwalder in conjunction with a phototheodolite, established photogrammetry in the spatial and temporal surveying. A plane table consists of a smooth table surface mounted on the study base, and the connection between the tabletop and base pyramids on the level of table so precisely using bubble travel. In a horizontal plane, the base, a tripod, is designed to support the table over a specific point on land. By adjusting the length of leg, one can bring the table level regardless of the roughness of the terrain. An huge plane table is set over a point and brought to precise horizontal level. A drawing sheet attached to the surface and alidade is used to cite object of interest. The alidade is modern example for the instrument. A rule with the telescopic sight can be used, be constructed a line on the drawing that is the direction of the object of interest. By using of Adidas and by using of the alidade at the surveying level, information the topography of this site can be directly recorded on the drawing at elevation. So distance to the object can be measured directly or by the huge stadia mark in the telescope of the alidade. My dear boy, this is the plane table photograph, and the content of that introduction, plane table and accessories, setting up the plane table in the field, plane table method, adjustment of the plane table, error the plane table, and merit and demerit. So plane table is a graphical method of surveying in which the field work and plotting the done simultaneously. Useful to fill the detail between station fixed by triangulation of theodolite traversing, and particularly adapted for the small scale or medium scale or mapping in which great accuracy in detail is not required. It is ideally suited in filling and detail on a map already prepared and available in the drawing sheet. Plane table, alidade. This is the accessories of plane table. Plane table, alidade, a split level, compass, plumbing fork, and drawing paper. So the plane table is a well-seasoned, good quality drawing board, varying size of the 45 centimeter to 75 centimeter, and a drawing sheet can be placed and fixed on this table. There are three types of plane table: simple plane table, Johnson plane table, and coast survey table. This is the plane table. This is the photograph. Now, one other instrument, that is the alidade. And alidade is the sighting instrument. There are two types of alidade: plain alidade and telescopic alidade. So consist of a metal, brass of gunmetal or boxwood, straight edge of a ruler about 50 centimeter long. The left ruling of working edge on the alidade is called is a fiducial edge, and if consists of two vanes at the end, the vanes are high and they can be folded when the alidade is not in use. One of the side vanes is provided with narrow sill and the other with a central vertical wire are here. One of the vans can be side van is provided with a narrow shield with 3 holes and one of the top, one of the bottom, and one intermediate. The other van, which is known as object van, and is open, is carried. Here is a line thread of thin wires and stretched between the top or bottom of the slit. With the help of the slit and defined lines of the side may be established parallel to the ruling edge of the alidade, and the length of the ruling edge should be equal to the similar side of the plane table. A plane alidade can be used only when the elevation of the object are low. My dear boy, this is the plane alidade. And this is also plane alidade. Now telescopic alidade. The alidade which is fitted with a telescope is known as the telescopic alidade, and it is used to take inclined sight, and it increases the range and accuracy of the sight, and it consists of a small telescope with a level tube, and a graduated scale is mounted on the horizontal axis, and on the metal it has made. This is the telescopic alidade. This is the base, this is the protector, and this is the telescope. Now spirit level. It consists of a small metal tube which contains a small bubble, and the spirit level may also be circular, but its base must be flat so that it can be laid on the table. The table is truly level when the bubble of remain central all over the table. This is spirit level. The magnetic compass. A box compass consists of magnetic needle and pivoted it in the center freely, and it is used for orienting the plane table to magnetic north. The edge of the box are straight and the bottom is perfectly flat. This is the magnetic compass. Now the plumbing fork consists of a hairpin, shaft, and brass frame having 2 equal arms. One and has pointer, while a plumb bob is attached the other end, and it is used to large scale survey for the accurate containing of the station location on the table over its ground position. Plumbing fork. It is also used for transferring the location of the instrument station on the seat, on the ground. The fork is placed with the upper arm laying on the top of the table and the lower arm below it, and the table is said to be centered when the plumb bob hangs freely over ground mark. This is the plumbing fork. Now, setting up the plan table of the field. So the table should be set up at a convenient height, e.g. about, and the tag of the strip should be spread well apart and firmly fixed into a ground in such way that the table is an approximate level. Leveling the table in this operation, the tabletop is made truly horizontal for rough and small scale work. Leveling can be done by the estimation, whereas the accurate and large scale work and leveling achieved with the ordinary split level. The leveling is especially important in highly terrain and where some of the control points are situated at higher level and some other lower level. The disleveling of the plane table through the location of the point considerably out its true location. Centering the table should be placed over the station on the ground that the point noted on the sheet corresponding to the station. So occupied should be exactly over the station on the ground, and this operation known as the entering, as the centering of the table. So this may be done using the plumbing fork or U-frame. Orienting the plane table. The orientation of keeping the table at the edge of successive stations parallel to the position which is occupied at the first station is known as orientation, and it is necessary when the instrumental had to be set up more than one station. So setting up the plane table, orienting the plane table, there are two methods of orienting. The table orientation by a magnetic needle and orientation by back sighting. So orienting by magnetic needle. This method is used when it is not possible to visit the previous station from the new station, and the method is not much reliable and prone to error due to variation of the magnetic field. In this method, the table is oriented by back sighting table and the X-ray which draw with the previous station, and this is the most accurate, the reliable method of the orientation of plane table. Now there are four methods of surveying the plane table. First, radiation method. Second, intersection method. Third, traversing method. And fourth, resection method. Radiation method. In this method, the objects are located by radiating line and from the point and measuring the distance with chain or tape with the suitable scale. And it is the chiefly used for locating the detail from the station and which have been established previously by other method, triangulation or traversing. This is radiation method. See, this is the radiation method. Intersecting method. In this method, the point is fixed on the plane by the intersection and of the rays drawn of the two instrument station. The line joining the station is called baseline, and the method require only the linear measurement of this line. Intersection method. This is similar that the compass survey of the transit traversing, and it is a use for running survey lines between the station which have been previously fixed by the other method of the survey to locate the topography details. And it is also suitable for the survey of road, river, etc. Traversing method. This is traversing method. This is traversing method. Actually, in this method, they have kept the angular, say, like this, like this, like this. Like this. Now, this is the resection method. The method is used for establishing the instrument station only. A characteristic feature of the resection is that the objective is to plot the section occupied by the table on the sheet rather than obtaining other station or plotting the detail. So after tape keeping, after fixing, the station detail are located either by radiation or intersection. This is resection method. Okay. Now adjustment of the plane table. So that the surface of the board should be specified plane and the vertical axis of the instrument is the line through center of the ball and stop arrangement or the leveling head or any other arrangement provided when the axis is vertical and the plane of the board should be horizontal. The ruling of the judicial age and the alidade should be straight. and the side planes of the alidade should be perpendicular to the base of the ruler. The following precautionary measure should be taken while performing field work. The table must be accurately obtained once the table is shifted. The alidade should be correctly centered on the station point on paper. The expansion and correction of the paper should be taken care of, and the table should be accurate, centered, and their stage should be accurately drawn. Thoroughly the station point, and those should are sufficiently clamped. The board should be horizontal and the object should be accurately sighted. Now, merit of the plane table. It is most suitable for preparing a small scale of map and it is most rapid. So the field book is not necessary as plotting and done in the field. So correctly with the field work and hence the mistake in the looking, the field notes are avoided and the surveyor can compare the plotted work with the actual features of the area surveyed and it can be certain of it represent them properly. It is particularly advantageous in the magnetic area where compass survey is not suitable, and it is the less causally when the accredited survey and no great skill is required to prepare satisfactory map. It is not suitable for work in wet climate, so it is heavy cumbersome and awakened to carry, and there are several species be carried, and therefore they are likely to be lost. And it is not intended for accurate work, and if the survey is to be plotted to a different scale or quantized to be computed, it is a great inconvenience in absence of the field note. Now, plane table surveying. So, plane table surveying is a graphical method of surveying in which the field work and plotting is done simultaneously. It is adopted in small mapping, so it is also ideally suited in filling detail on a map and already prepared and available with drawing sheet. It can be used to prepare a fresh map with the linear measurement and being taking the chain or table. This is the plane table survey. Now plane table and tripod. A simple plane table. A drawing board provided with a bell and socket arrangement for the leveling of table and with the arrangement to fix the table to a tripod. This is the simple plane table with all accessories. Now alidade. The plain alidade consists of a metallic rule with a fine billet edge called the prudential edge. The edge used for the drawing line and for the sighting by the placing the ruling edge along the point or line marked on the sheet. Two frames are attached vertically and it is end and the eye from small metal frame with a silt and the object when a frame with the fine here placed vertically for the wishing the part directed toward the subject and the center of the eye can hear of the object provide the line of sight. Now sight vein, prudential edge and object vein. Now telescopic edge, telescopic alidade. The alidade which is shifted to telescope is known as telescopic alidade and it is used to take included sight. It increases the range and accuracy of the sight. It consists of male telescope with a level tube and a graduate scale is mounted on the horizontal axis. So on the side of the metal, ruler is used to working edge along with the less undrawn and the angle of the elevation of depression varied on the vertical circle. This is the telescopic alidade. Have you seen? A split level. A split level can be based to level the plane table and it can be tubular level which can be placed in the two perpendicular position and leveled. This is split level. This is in center. It means table is fully perfect hold on the tripod. It is also split level. Now rough compass. A compass is used for orienting the plane table when it had to be used in more than one station and when the table is shifted to another station, the compass is placed along the meridian reversely and drawn and the table verted to make the needle red and Needle read 0. The table then oriented to the same position and it occupied its previous station. This is the compass. So plumbing form. The plumb bob is fitted to a folded frame for the straight edge can be placed on the table and the bottom leg on the frame is under the table and the top leg has a fine point which can be kept on the plotted point. This is the plumbing fork. Now plane table method. The plane table can be used in your ways. Radiation, intersection, traversing and resection. So plane table is generally used with the traverse drawn on the select of the filing detail or can also be used for the doing phrase survey. And this method over both these aspect of the surveying of the plane table. Next is irradiation method. So it required the plane table to occupy a single station. And orientation table is not required. The conduct is the survey of an area. The table is kept at a movement station P and commanding a full view the area of survey. This is the plane table. Intersection method. The method requires setting the table of the minimum of 2 stations. So minimum of 2 station orientation is essential and that can be done by back sighting. 2 stations A and B are selected so that they command a full view of the area to be surveyed like this. Now traversing method. This method is used to contain the 2 or more stations. However, it is similar to the compass traversing but are done simultaneously. Traversing is a method of surveying and whereby the series of lines are surveyed and traverse may be open or closed. One. This is the traversing. Now resection method. So this is the method of orientation. The table, a characteristic feature of the resection, and that the objective is to plot the station occupied by the table on the sheet rather than obtain the other station at the plotting detail. The 2 method of the orientation of the table, so method of the back sighting method using through compass. This is the back sighting method. Now 2-point problem. Actually, this is the spatial case of resection to obtain the position of the station occupied by the table given the plotted position of the 2 points. State determine the position of the station S and occupied by the plane table given the accuracy plotted and position P and Q are 2 points and P and Q visible from the instrument station without occupying these 2 stations. 3-point problem, and this is also a problem of resection object to be obtained. The position of the occupied the table for operation and scale given three visible station and their plotted position to the plot the station occupied by the plane table with the table correctly orientated with the respect to the 3 point already plotted. So advantage of the plane table surveying. It is suitable for location of detail as well as contouring for the large scale map and directly in the field. A surveying and plotting are done simultaneously in the field. The chance of the getting omission of the any detail get less. The polytechnic detail can be so immediately get compared with the actual object present in the field, or this error will the accuracy of the plot can be associated at the work of progress in the field. Advantage of the plane table surveying. So contour and specified feature and be represented and the check conveniently at the whole area is in the view to the time of plotting. So only relevant detail are located because the map is drawn and survey progress are relevant detail and get committed in the field itself. And the plane table survey is generally more rapid and less closely than the most other type of the survey. So at the instrument, use the sample, not much skill for the operation of the instrument and required this method of survey required in the field book. So my dear boy, this is the reference topic and what you have learned, what you have grasped this topic. I want to ask some MCQ on this matter. So question number 1, which of the following caused by careless handling? There is 4 questions looking on your screen and 1 is correct. So which is correct? Yes, correct answer is the gross error. So a negative deflection shows the magnetic meridian and H2 B, which is correct. Correct answer is B, western side of 2 meridian. A system will be error free if we remove all systematic error. So it is false. Answer is B. A series of closely spaced contour line represent a what represent a steep, close, a gentle slope. It is close, slip slope. A telescope is said to be inverted orbits. So, which is the correct answer? Correct answer is A. Vertical article to the right, bubble of the telescope is down. An angle of the 45 with a chain line may be sent out with. Correct answer is C. Front staff curve. And the next question is a level line is a what is horizontal or vertical? Correct answer is B. Line parallel to the mean spherical surface of Earth. And next question, a gate cap is fitted with a question is correct answer is D. Prismatic compass. And last question, a long 0, 0 slope of the correction to be applied to each 30-meter then chain. This is the correct answer is A. This is reference books, and this is also reference books. And thank you for taking interest in my class. You are welcome in my next class.